He's gonna give her the tape. Good girl. Smart.
I know you hate me.
A lot of us do.
I've done a lot of shitty things. I'm sorry for everything that I've done to you. I was trying to protect somebody that didn't deserve to be protected. If I could take it all back, I would.
Ironically, this comes immediately after he did what he just did to Maddie.
I did what I did.
I can't believe she still didn't know. I didn't realize
I stole it
that
from him.
she
He had
still didn't know
a
they
mental
recorded.
breakdown and he moved out of the house.
What, did you become like a good person?
Absolutely not, no. And you should have seen what I had to do to get it.
He still has feelings for Jules.
I came out here with a box cutter in my sleeve.
He's like smart because I have a gun in my pocket.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything I ever said was true.
Same here.
I'll be at your place in 10. You can stay at my house.
Okay.
Love you.
My head hurts. She knows she can't do anything. Cassie's gonna go. First time she smiled the whole episode. What's sick is if she knew what he did to Maddie, it probably wouldn't make a difference. It's the lip thing. She is his little toy, and she loves it.
How old are you?
22.
Oh, I forgot we started this whole thing off so nicely.
Yes. Go to rehab, get clean, you know, sort my shit out.
How do you feel about that?
If it's real, then great. Come on.
What's wrong with her not believing her?
Yeah, it's an honest conversation.
I think it's fair to lose a little faith.
You think she'll get clean?
I don't know.
She said it's like a 5% chance, right? Where's the hope in that?
The hope is what Rue has to find.
Yeah. Piece of cake.
Let Rue be Rue.
It's good to be optimistic,
Michelle
but you don't
never
want to be
won with
fake
love.
either.
She's been waiting on it.
You mind if I sleep in your bed tonight? Yeah, for sure. Come on. I feel like I don't know anything about your life anymore. I'll tell you when you get back.
What do I feel like Lori's gonna come swooping in at the end?
Heroin, I think mainly just opiates. Took her to the emergency room about 4 days ago, and the doctor gave her something to help with the withdrawal. But she needs to be in an inpatient hospital. You don't understand my daughter, okay? She's a drug addict, okay? And she's going to kill herself. Not just the detox, she needs to be put back into rehab. No, don't, please listen to me. I know my daughter. Please, I'm begging. Please don't do this, son. My daughter's gonna kill herself. Please.
Oh my gosh, this mom. There's so much pain in her voice. All right, so there you have it. Episode 6, 1,000 Little Trees of Blood. Whew, I think the lavender helped a little bit. Let's do that before I'm getting a stress hive. Oh my gosh. That wasn't as stressful as last week's episode. Last week's episode felt like 30 panic attacks in a row that just would never end. So we did get a little bit of a break. We started off really nicely, actually. We started off hard, showing Rue trying to go through recovery, going through these withdrawals, feeling a significant amount of pain, and her mother and her sister having to watch all this play out. But it's not the first time that they've had to do this. So it doesn't make it hurt any less, but they are familiar with it. Therefore, they're allowed to kind of help her progress through this experience. Her mom's helping carry her to the bed. Gia's laying down with her, rubbing her back, being supportive. And the conversation that comes after this with Ali is so important and so special because Rue feels like a pile of shit because of everything she said and everything she did to everyone in the situations that occurred. So when she gets this acceptance from Ali, through apologizing and her kind of taking responsibility for what happened and admitting her wrongdoings, it means the world to her because Ali experienced everything that she has, only worse, and to a longer extent. We learn in Rue's special episode that Ali actually relapsed. He was clean. I can't remember exactly how long it was. I think it was something like 17 years, and he relapsed. And then he got clean again. And so he understands the whole progress of relapsing, getting clean, the struggle and the fight, and how hard it is, and what you go through when you relapse, and how low you hit rock bottom when it happens. But he also has the strength that brought him out of it and lifted him up and got him to keep going on and moving forward and become clean again. So her apologizing to him and having him accept this is just everything. It is everything to her. And I'm so glad that he did. I knew that he would. And I honestly thought that maybe he was going to stay away from her for a little bit. But no, he comes over and he cooks the family dinner. And I absolutely adore these conversations that he is having with her family. And I absolutely love the fact that he had that conversation with Gia, asked her to cook dinner with him, asked her how she was feeling, and let her know that it was okay to have these emotions and these responses, this anger, this upset look on her face where she's saying, I'm fine, I'm okay. And it's like, all right, you're justifying it for yourself, not for me. I never said I didn't believe you. I just love that he lets her know that it's okay to feel like that, because it is okay to feel like that. And nobody ever fucking checks in on Gia. Even in the last episode, I pointed out they're in the car and her mom's like, Leslie's like, Gia, can you put your phone down and help me look for your sister? Gia's just like, does anybody care about me? Does anybody care about my mental health or state or what I am going through having to deal with all of this? Does anybody care about me? Nobody cares about Gia. Everyone cares, but they don't show it. So I just absolutely loved that Ali did that for Gia. And I think it's really important, the last conversation that they had at the dinner table, where Gia expresses how she's mad, how she doesn't necessarily believe that it might come true that Rue's going to get clean, because Rue said it before. And it's interesting because you have the two opposite ends of the conversation, with Gia saying, I don't know if I could believe you, and the mom being like, hey, don't throw that negativity out there. We're only trying to be positive here. And once again, Ali shows how important it is to just be honest. It's, yes, you want to be positive. Yes, you want to strive forward. Yes, you want to say, you can do it, and be a cheerleader. But it's also just as important to have those realistic conversations of, I don't know if I could believe you. Prove to me that I can. And it's important for you to tell that person that you hurt, that they hurt you, and the pain that you're going through, so that they don't think that they can easily manipulate you the next time they feel like they may need to manipulate you, because there might be a next time, even though you don't want there to be, or as much as you're fighting against it. It's very, very important to be honest and understand the steps and the levels that these relationships can get to within addiction and the progress that needs to be made. I'm just so happy that Rue is, at this moment, at this time, very much so into going to rehab and getting help. The thing that absolutely crushes me is this last scene that we get with Leslie on the phone, clearly being told that Rue cannot get into rehab, that she is going to go into detox, which is completely different. It's a different process. It's not as long. It's not the same thing. And the pain, the freaking pain that is in Leslie's voice when she is begging and pleading with this person, please, please, she needs to go into rehab. Don't do this to my daughter. She's going to kill herself. And she's just crying and pleading. It is so heart-wrenching to hear a mother plead with somebody over the life of their child. And I just, oh my gosh, I have to hand it to Leslie, to that actress. Oh my gosh, the emotion and the connection that she's creating with the viewers in this season is just so amazing. I mean, it is unbelievable. I held it together pretty well the entire episode. I got a little choked up at the beginning, but that last scene just ripped my heart out. It is just so emotional. When you're somebody who has been through this before and you know what the appropriate step is that should come next, and this is your baby, and you're being told, no, you can't do this, all you want to do is help them. All you want to do is love them and help them in the way that you can and you know best, and you're being told you can't. And it's horrifying. It's terrible. And I am so scared to see what happens next, because I don't think that detox is the correct step for Rue moving forward. I don't agree with that either. Rehab, again, it's a different process. You go away, you stay there, you go through therapy and classes, and you do this whole entire process. Detox, I want to say, is maybe a week. I'm really scared to see moving forward what Rue has to deal with and where that goes. The Kat and Ethan conversation, I thought we were going to get a little more. I'm starting to think that the rumors may be true. Real quick, someone had mentioned in the comments and I looked it up. There's a rumor that Barbie Fiera, I can't remember her last name. Correct me. I apologize. Barbie Fiera, I think it is. She's the actress that plays Kat. And apparently Sam Levinson and her got into a confrontation about the direction of her character. She walked off set. He cut her lines because of it. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if what the circumstances were exactly, if that was true, but it seems to be a possibility that that is true, because we are barely getting anything from Kat's character. And the dialogue and the scenes that we feel really misplaced and awkward and weird. If it was just me, let me know in the comments, but did y'all feel like Barbie felt uncomfortable in this scene? I'm saying Barbie, not Kat. I don't think that it was Kat being weird and uncomfortable, which she was. She was supposed to be portraying that she was weird and uncomfortable in this conversation, I feel. But I didn't feel like it was really even her. I felt like it was Barbie not wanting to be there and feeling uncomfortable and weird. And that shines through in the performance. And that really upsets me and disappoints me, because I really, really like Kat's character. She's one of my favorites. I really enjoyed her storyline. And so if the actor doesn't feel comfortable delivering the lines or being in that situation with who they're portraying, it's going to make for a bad scene. And so it breaks my heart that she's not agreeing with what's happening, and it's shining through in this character that we've grown to know and love and want to support so much. And so we have this scene where Ethan's right. It does kind of seem like she's going to break up with him at first, but then she doesn't know how to feel about being in a relationship and not necessarily wanting it, and how to go about telling him that. And so she kind of tries to flip it around, do one of those things where, like, I'm going to get you to break up with me. But I don't think she was even really trying to do that, but it did go that way. And Ethan broke up with her. I am not surprised in the slightest. Okay, you're not going to say it, then I am. I'm sick of this shit. I don't blame Ethan, and I don't blame Kat either, though, because Kat, once again, she's going through a lot mentally, and she knows one thing, that this isn't what she wants, but she also doesn't want to hurt Ethan because she does care about him. And so it's very difficult to do that, to break up with someone and hurt them. And in the long run, Ethan just cuts the head off and does it first. And so I'm curious to see what this does to Kat's character moving forward. Is she going to be like, whew, okay, that's a weight off my shoulders, I'm happy that happened and now I can be done with it and move on and focus on myself? Or is she going to start hating herself now because she was unable to say those things and Ethan said it first? It does look like we're going to get maybe a little more out of Ethan's character away from Kat, because we saw him in the Next On promo with Lexi preparing for the play. So I'm curious to see if we get a conversation with Ethan aside from that, because I really like Ethan's character too, and I feel like we haven't gotten much at all from him this season. Cassie. Cassie needs to take responsibility for her actions. She needs to take responsibility for what she did and stop playing the victim and painting herself as this little innocent girl, and she's not. It is so asinine. It is so sickening and upsetting to me. Oh, I want to smack Cassie. I really do. I don't understand why she's trying to defend herself so much, but at the same time, I do. Because Cassie has lived a life of neglect. She even says, "Oh, Rue's dad died. Our father just chose to leave. I don't know what's worse." And I see her point because Rue and her father had a wonderful relationship. They loved each other. They had a lot of beautiful moments and good, happy memories and times. Cassie, on the other hand, her memories are sitting out on the curb waiting for him to show up and him not coming. So I get what she's trying to say. Like, yes, you lost your dad and mine is still here, but you have all these beautiful, loving memories of him and this bond that you will never forget, and mine pretty much hates me. I understand. That does not excuse you for treating your friends like a piece of shit. She's trying to argue that they weren't dating. Maddie and Nate weren't actually a couple. They weren't actually dating at a time, so that justifies the fact that you slept with him. It doesn't. Maddie is one of your best friends. You know that there was also unfinished business there. Like, even though they weren't together, you know that they're on again, off again, and there's a lot of drama attached, and it's fresh. The breakup was fresh. It wasn't like it happened months and months ago. It was fresh. So you should know better. You know that that was an inappropriate choice to make, that was wrong. Especially after everything that happened on New Year's Eve. You're banging in the bathroom while she's knocking on the door, and then you hid in the bathtub. Cassie, come on. You knew that this was wrong. So her trying to justify everything just shows how broken inside she is. She is Nate's little puppet, and she likes it. She even says to him at the last second, "I ruined my life for you." And she is there, though. Yet she still packed a bag and followed him home and is staying with him in his house. It's absurd. It's insane. But I think she feels a level of comfort and safety with Nate, ironically, because he says, "I love how fucked up you are." In that one episode, he truly does enjoy her. And she has never gotten this kind of attention or this kind of loyalty, if you will, from any other man. That's all that we dealt with in the first season with her and McKay, is her trying to be this number one badass bitch for McKay, and he is not giving her the attention she wants, not giving her the attention she thinks she deserves, and putting her on this pedestal. Nate is like, "You're the perfect little fucking puppy dog. I'll give you whatever the hell you want if you keep following me around like a trained seal," and she does it. So my heart breaks for her because she does not deserve that. But at the same time, she is also asking for a lot of it. She needs help. She needs therapy. She needs an exorcism, as her mother says, because she is going to end up getting hurt by Nate. She's going to go down the same path Maddie went down, where she's going to be completely obsessed with him, think that he's a god, and he's going to end up choking her out like he did Maddie, because he is an aggressive motherfucker, which leads me into, you fucking psycho bitch, Marsha? Is that her name? Marsha? I'm sitting here like, oh, look at this lovely, wonderful mom moment that we're getting between her and Nate. And then she goes and laughs and makes a joke out of choking Maddie and says, "I wanted to choke the girl too." Now, granted, I know she was drinking, but no, are you insane? You have the nerve to sit there and say, "Oh, you got all these bad qualities from your father, not any of the good ones." Why are you allowing your underage son to think that it's acceptable to choke somebody, let alone a woman who was his girlfriend? That is psychotic. She is not as bad as Cal, but clearly not much better considering they had that conversation. But I did like how she was kind of honest with Nate in regards to being like, "No, you're an angry person. You're trying to blame everything on your father and make it seem like you're the way you are because of him and the mistakes he's made, and it's because of your choices." And I think it's also interesting that she brings up, "Oh, at the age of like 8 or 9 is when you started to get rocky." That's when he found the tapes. That's when he found Cal's stash. So it makes perfect sense. And I thought that he was going to come out with it and say that to her, but he didn't. I'm curious to see if that happens in the future. They also made a comment about Maddie being pregnant. Like, oh my gosh, thank God you didn't get her pregnant. I feel like they're foreshadowing that possibly Cassie is going to be pregnant by the end of the season. We had the whole dream, what was it, the second episode, of Nate like thinking about Cassie being pregnant. Then they were talking about it here in the conversation between him and his mom, talking about Maddie. I don't know. I just have a feeling that maybe that might happen moving forward, and that would be absolutely insane. Fezco and Lexi, they have this cute, adorable little movie night, and I absolutely love that Fez grabs her hand and just holds it. I think it's so cute. They don't kiss. It would have been cute if they got a kiss, but I almost think it's cuter when he just holds her hand because it shows the level of respect that he has for Lexi and how much he actually likes her and cares for her. He's not trying to just sleep with her. He's not trying to just be suave and make moves on her. He's just being himself, and Lexi is herself around him. And that's one of the things that I really, really like about their relationship is that they can be each other around each other and they accept each other for who they are, and it's beautiful. I love it. But as we saw in the promo, I am very afraid because as soon as things start to get really, really good, they get bad. And as we saw in the promo, Fez says that he's going to be sitting front row and he's not there. And that leads me into Faye. So we have Faye going outside to take the garbage out and looking at Fez almost like she's a little jealous of him and Lexi. And we, I thought his name was Custard. I think it's like Custer. But he shows up and he tells Faye that he is working with the cops. Well, I wouldn't really use that kind of lingo, but I'm talking to them. What an idiot. I knew that this was going to be bad. The second they put Faye in the house, they were saying that she had to hide out because of everything. And he came back and was saying that people were coming around asking questions about Mouse. I freaking knew it. I was like, something bad is going to happen. Something is going to go off and it's going to be revolving around this Custer guy because he's a little bitch. He doesn't want to take the fall for anything. He scares easily. And hey, if he can pinpoint it on someone else, he's going to. And as he said, the cops are already looking at Ash and Fez. So he's thinking, why not just sell them out? I do not like this at all. Faye either has a thing for Fez or just appreciates everything that him and Ash have been doing for her, and she may possibly tip them off. She didn't do it as soon as she came in because she's scared and she's kind of processing everything, but I really feel like she might tip them off and help them because they've done a hell of a lot more for her than Custard has. We do see in the promo that he is sitting down with Ash, and that makes me nervous because I feel like maybe he could be wearing a wire, and I don't like how that's going to play out, but hopefully it doesn't do anything bad for them because I really love Ash and Fez. Nate goes to Jules and he says, here's the tape. You won't believe what I had to do to get it. And he apologizes and says, I hope you know for what it's worth, everything that I said was true. And I believe him when he says that. I believe that he really does have feelings for Jules, does have feelings for Jules. It's just never, ever, ever going to work out. It's never going to work out. It's never going to happen at this point, considering everything that happened. And I think that Jules believes him. But as I just said, I think she agrees that it will never work out and it will never happen because as she says, yeah, I did too. I'm just curious to see moving forward what that relationship turns into. If we're going to get more out of it, I don't think we need to, nor should we, because I think that should just die and end. We had that whole thing happen throughout the first season. Now we have closure for it. Let it die, let it end, let it be. I don't think Jules is going to do anything with the tape. I think she is going to just destroy it. She watched it. We were reminded that she said, I'm 22. I'm not sure exactly how the laws work. I know it does go by state too. But considering that she did lie about her age may play into effect. However, he still slept with a minor, so it could still be a problem I would think it would still be a problem for him. But I don't think Jules would want that to get out, and I don't think she would want to be in the limelight of something like that, especially after all the threats Nate made to her in the first season. and kind of scaring her into thinking how dangerous it would be if it did get out, how she would be painted as a sex offender and all of these things. So I really don't think she's going to do anything with the tape. Last but not least, we have this whole conversation between Maddie and the mother of the child that she babysits for. And this woman tells her, I did the same thing to one of my friends in high school. I slept with her boyfriend, and no, I'm not proud of it. And I did it multiple times, and it was a mistake, and she never talked to me again. And she kind of gives her a different perspective on the situation, saying that, I know it was wrong and I shouldn't have did it and I regret doing it, but I was a sad person. I was sad, I was broken, I had my own issues and my own struggles that I was going through. Not that it's an excuse, but sometimes people do bad things or make mistakes. That doesn't paint them as a terribly bad person. And it kind of is like what Rue is saying. We tend to pick these horrific things that people do and make that all about them when it's not. People just make shitty mistakes sometimes. It sucks. But it happens. And so you're allowed to be human. You're allowed to make mistakes. That doesn't take away from the pain. As she said, her friend hasn't talked to her ever again since. But you do live and learn, and you move past these things. And now she has a beautiful life with a person she loves and a marriage and a child, and she's happy. And so I think this conversation kind of reaches Maddie to a point of where she was going to do something with the tape, and now she's second guessing it. So we don't necessarily know if she did anything or not. It does appear that she went right from that house to her house. Maybe she didn't, but I'm feeling like she did. Regardless, the tape is not in her possession anymore because Nate is a fucking psychopath. Nate is terrifying. He is absolutely horrifying. In that scene where he is sitting in the chair just holding the gun, silent for the entire time that Maddie walks in and completely undresses and gets changed, he is silent, not moving, and it is horrific. And it's one thing to be standing there breaking in, threatening you with a gun, but the way he climbs on top of her and almost pins her down and puts the gun to his own head, starts playing Russian roulette, clicking 3 times he clicked. Boy is a fucking psycho. That boy is a fucking psycho. And what is sick and scary is it shows you how demented and psychotic Nate actually is, because there's 7 clicks. He clicks the gun 3 times, and he was gonna keep going, and Maddie knows this, which is why she just screams, "It's in my purse. It's in my purse. It's in my purse." And the way he kind of snaps out of the insanity when he's just like, "Oh, I was just joking. What? It's all good. Bye, Maddie. Bye." Oh my God. That poor girl and what she has to mentally go through, how she has to relive that moment every time she sees him or hears his name. And on top of it, she's still dealing with the aftermath of what happened with Cassie. And I mean, oh my God, poor Maddie. That was just so freaking traumatic and awful. And I'm very curious to see how this affects her moving forward. I feel like she's just going to drop it. I feel like she's going to drop it with Nate. She's going to drop it with Cassie. She is just going to stay away and let them do their thing and not give a shit. And I really hope she does and just pulls herself out of that situation, because nothing that is involving them is going to end up good for her. And I'm terrified for Maddie. So I hope she just removes herself. I think I'm most interested to see what kind of relationship Nate and Cassie's relationship evolves into, and how that affects Cassie moving forward once she clearly is going to lose all of her friends and respect from everybody. Her mother's heartbreaking face when she leaves the door, and Lexi figuring out that she has feelings for Nate and that's why she sold out Fez, and the only person that Cassie is going to have is Nate. But I think that's all she thinks she needs. But, oh, did I cover everybody? Oh my gosh, that was a lot. I think that's it. I'm gonna go see who won the Super Bowl. Whew. Cannot wait until the next episode. That was insane. Everyone throw a like or dislike if you do or do not like what you see. But comment down below. Let me know why. Subscribe if you have not yet. We do fun things here. Frequently link the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @star_chef_productions or at Puma4107 for Twitter. But that is it. So long, everyone. Try and make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye.